Hi all, and welcome back to another episode of the Millennial Cynic with me, Sarah. I hope everyone is doing well, and if not, well have I got just the news to cheer you right up. We've had some amazing and groundbreaking news here in Ireland, an announcement which will have ripple effects for years to come. It's just that amazing. Honestly, it's going to change the world as we know it. Truly momentous. But since people aren't out in the streets celebrating, I'm guessing the news has flown under the radar for most people, so I'll have to fill you all in. Or rather, I'll leave it to the woman herself, Government TD and Fine Gael's own Emer Higgins, to tell you the wonderful news. In the words of Moss from the IT crowd, you best put seatbelts on your ears, because they're about to be taken on the ride of their lives.
Hi, I am really pleased to say that following months long of campaigning and all of the media attention today, that An Post contacted me earlier to confirm that they are indeed going to change the name Passport Express to show that it's not the quickest way of getting your passport. The advice is always apply online and apply early. There's going to be a new name for Passport Express to reflect the fact that it isn't an express service. Thanks to Minister Simon Coveney, who supported me on this, who I think is making the announcement formally later on today.
I mean, isn't that just the most amazing thing you've ever heard? So amazing. So incredible. So tragic. That's right, you've just witnessed a grown woman who earns €101,000 a year plus expenses gleefully announce that she has spent months campaigning to do absolutely fucking nothing. Well, no, that's unfair. She has done something, but that something is nothing to be cheery about. All she has done is waste taxpayer money, both on her wages and on the no doubt ridiculous amount of money needed to rebrand an entire service. The announcement is just so utterly removed from reality. The joy on her face is priceless. It's as if she thought she was announcing to the children of the world that she has finally worn Santa down and he's agreed to do 2 Christmases each year, when what she was really doing was announcing something so utterly redundant and unnecessary and a huge waste of limited resources that could be used far better. Honestly, when I watched that video the first time, I broke my shit laughing. I just couldn't believe that somebody could have so little self-awareness that they honestly thought this was a good announcement. I laughed my arse off while watching a second time when I showed my husband. It is just so ridiculous, so ludicrous. You'd be forgiven for thinking it was a Waterford Whispers news video. But then the reality hits, and you realise that this actually isn't very funny at all. Not even remotely funny. The reality is Miss Higgins thinks she did a good job, hence the glee in the video. The reality is Miss Higgins thinks she has helped people. And this is just another sad indictment of how truly out of touch government parties are to the real world and the actual problems faced by ordinary citizens. I mean, I truly cannot fathom how she managed to miss the point so spectacularly. But as I said, this is par for the course with our government parties. We see a problem, we make it clear to them there is a problem, and then they proceed to solve a different, easier problem and hope we didn't notice. They provide answers to questions nobody asked. €101,000 a year, each, plus expenses. Any sane person would see the issue here clear as day. But since the government seem to be incapable, it needs to be spelled out. I doubt she is, but Emer, if you're listening, please take a moment to listen to the real problem with Passport Express and maybe reflect on why your announcement was so god-awful and out of touch with reality. No one was complaining that the service was misnamed. They were complaining, and this is going to blow some government minds, they were complaining because the service was slow. So instead of addressing the real issue, you've decided to piss about for months trying to rename it so people won't be as angry when it isn't fast. €101,000 a year, plus expenses. Anyone with an ounce of sense, which clearly is no one in government, would think, Passport Express isn't very fast and people are complaining about that. So maybe we should work on making it quicker so that it is worthy of the Express moniker by, I don't know, hiring temporary staff to get over the hump? Or permanent staff if this isn't just pent-up demand causing slowdowns. The side effect of both would be much needed investment in An Post, a vital public service that desperately needs funding and support from our government. But that would make too much sense, wouldn't it? Or, it'd cost more than a rebranding, which surely won't be cheap either. But as I said, this is indicative of how the government mind works. The public, your voters, your paymasters, bring a problem to your attention. And we get sidestepped, and something different is answered. Just like when rising rents affecting renters' ability to save for a deposit was brought to the attention of Leo Varadkar, Emer Higgins' party leader, instead of addressing the issue, i.e. rising rents, he addressed the symptom of inability to save for a deposit by saying people should borrow from parents, or live with them to save, or even emigrate. Because all of those things place the onus back on the individual, and that's easier than actually fixing anything. A more recent example is Eamon Ryan of the Green Party when it came time to combat the rising cost of living, which, jury's still out on that one. Instead of tackling the issue, he addressed the symptoms again, and unhelpfully told people to drive less, take shorter showers, and, stop cooking dinner at dinner time because not only will it save you money, but you won't be supporting Putin. Again, placing the onus back on the individual because again, that's easier than trying to fix real issues. €101,000 a year, plus expenses, and more again for ministers like himself and Leo. I'm not sure what it is about members of government and their apparent inability to see the issues that everyone else can. The phrases ivory tower and out of touch spring to mind. I mean, what's next? One great idea I saw in the Twitter comments on this video was to rename A&E to Wait and See, to better reflect the lack of emergency. Sounds like a runner to me. Or how about, and I'm quite proud of this one I have to say, how about we rename emergency accommodation to homes? That way, we can say we have over 10,000 men, women and children in homes, rather than emergency accommodation. Or maybe instead of the national broadband plan, how about we say broadband for some, miniature Irish flags for all? I can't believe I'm saying this, but I do feel like I have to put a disclaimer here in case any government ministers are listening and start getting ideas. They're just jokes. They're jokes. They're not real ideas. Please don't get any ideas. But I would like to hear more ideas like this in the comments. Maybe if we pool them together, we could one day earn €101,000 a year, plus expenses, just like these Egypts. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Until next time, slán go fóill.